what's a girl gotta do? What's it take to get a hi, hey, how are you?
You can't make a man approach you, but you can give him signals to come over and speak to you.
If you want men to approach you, do your makeup using your beautiful features that you already have. Wear a cute dress.
The vast majority of single women today say they want to be approached more.
Single women don't want to be approached. They want to be chased and pedestalized.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone.
I would literally do anything for a man I love. Honestly, I would literally do anything for a man I love.
So for females, how do they go about getting approached more?
More and more women are craving intimacy, but no man is making a move on any of them. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I would literally do anything for a man I love. Honestly, I would literally do anything for a man I love. I would clean the skid marks out of his boxers. I'd walk through broken glass just to sniff one of his farts. I would make his dinner every night. I would do anything for a man I bloody love. All I want in return is to be loved back, to be taken out for a meal once a month, and to be bought a horse. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
Guys, what's a girl gotta do? If I'm hoping to find my mans out in the wild, whether that's the bar, grocery store, the gym, restaurants, out to eat, dinner, like whatever, what's it take to get a hi, hey, how are you? Because, you go through the process of doing your hair, your makeup, shifting through and crashing out over 20 different outfits, and you finally pick one because you're always like, yeah, like I'm gonna find my mans tonight. I can feel it. It's gotta be this time. And then it's crickets. It's crickets out there. And I get, like, the problem could be I'm just ugly. Like, I get that. Case closed, problem solved. Like, okay, whatever. I understand that. But are we going to get to the point where it's like we have to start branding ourselves with like a number of like, hey, I'm member 12587 of the dating club, and then give off.
Yeah, I get it. Many women go through this phase. They get their hair done, nails done, pick out their best outfit, and walk outside expecting at least a few heads to turn. But then, nothing, not a single compliment, not one guy approaches them. And that silence, it hits their ego hard. Because deep down, they didn't just do all that for themselves. They wanted attention, validation, acknowledgement. And when none of that comes, it feels like a slap in the face after all that effort. But here's the thing. Most guys don't say anything for a number of reasons. Others have learned to keep it moving because they feel like nothing they say is ever good enough. And then you have guys who genuinely don't care anymore. Yet when women are asked why they dress up, they'll say, I do it for me. But if that were 100% true, why the disappointment when no one notices? Why the frustration when no compliments come? It's because, whether they admit it or not, part of them wants that validation.
The vast majority of single women today say they want to be approached more in real life by men. But this isn't just a problem of saying that guys need to be more brave. This is also an issue of women needing to seem like they want to be approached. So for example, a lot of guys I know will say, I'd love to meet a woman at the gym, that they think women who go and work out regularly share their values of health and fitness and self-improvement. But the problem is that we're all wearing our headphones at the gym. We're not paying attention to other people, and we're trying to get through our workout as quickly as we can. So if we want to be approached more in real life by men, we need to take out our headphones. We need to look and act like we would like to be approached by people and be more open to making casual eye contact with someone or smiling or waving and making it seem like we're ready for someone to come up and talk to us.
Do you wish that men would approach you more?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. I like being approached because it shows that they're taking initiative, and I like that attitude.
Did your boyfriend approach you? How did you guys meet?
No, I actually approached him.
Yes, I feel like now it's a lot of like men are more I don't want to say timid, but like a little more timid and shy.
Oh, yeah, I agree too. I wish they approached us more because I feel like nowadays it's honestly really hard to meet people too. Meeting people is like through apps now, like to join Facebook groups, dating apps. I wish it was like more like whenever everyone just like would approach each other and talk.
Where would a guy approach you at?
I was putting myself in areas where I thought I would find like-minded people. So like walking on the trail here, coffee shops, bars that I like.
Probably on the trail. I think gym too, if it's a little bit more conversational.
I mean, you're hearing it yourself. A lot of women do want men to approach them, even the ones who go online saying, I don't want men to talk to me. Deep down, they actually do, but they won't admit it because they're holding a grudge from some man who hurt them in the past. So now, all men are guilty by association. One guy broke their heart, and suddenly every man is a threat. Every compliment is suspicious. Every approach is too much. This woman said, men won't approach women anymore because they're timid. But let's be real, it's got nothing to do with being timid. The very reason why men have taken a huge step back is because of the backlash they get when they try to make a move. When a woman says, I want men to approach me, she's not talking about every man. She's talking about a certain type of man. So the average man, he's invisible, or worse, punished for simply trying.
So men assume because you're beautiful and they may see you as a 10. I don't like the numbers game. Most men don't even feel comfortable approaching what y'all call a 10. They just feel like either when they feel like, well, I can't afford her, her expectations might be too high, she's already getting taken care of, she's used to this, she's used to that. And half the time that girl's phone is dry, she ain't texting nobody, she ain't calling nobody, she ain't went on no dates. That girl is at home reading her books, doing whatever she do, doing yoga, doing her. Okay.
So for females, how do they go about getting approached more?
I have constant resting face. Like resting face. And it's like, no one's going to want to approach you when your eyebrow is raised and you look like you're just ready to just tear apart anyone that comes up to say hi to you. And I always have that on because usually I don't want guys to come up and talk to me. In my head, I'm like, it's only going to be a certain way. It's going to be, hey, nice. Can I buy you a drink? No. So I realized that if I just kind of walk around, being normal, smile, I don't have to put up a wall or anything. It really makes you more approachable. I feel like anyone can sense your energy, that you're more receiving to it and you're not going to bite their head off.
My favorite is complimenting something on a guy, their outfit or something like that. And then just moving away to something else.
Compliments too.
But what's nice is then they know oh, she's a normal human. I could talk to her.
Yeah.
If you're a single man in the gym and you have a gym crush, this is your sign to go talk to them because please, for the love of God, I am so sick of making eyes with men and doing the stupid little look at you, look away, make eye contact, look away, look for them in the gym. Just come talk to me. It's not that hard. Put on your big boy pants, tell her she's pretty, tell her she's strong, offer to spot her, make a joke. I don't care. Just figure it out.
Most men are not falling for this anymore because too many women have said time and time again that they don't want to get hit on in the gym. The bottom line, ladies, is that if you want him to approach you because you're interested, guess what? You can also approach him. You can put on your big girl pants. And I know that a lot of you will not like that solution, but you gotta understand that you sort of created this situation because women don't want to be approached at the gym. They don't even want to be asked for help. They don't want to be asked for that spot. They don't want to even be walked behind, and they definitely don't want to be made eye contact with. So for men to take the risk of being accused for something or kicked out of their safe space simply because he was interested in you and he tried to approach you in a really decent way, that is why men are saying that it's just not worth it. So if you want him, approach him.
I wouldn't recommend any guy to approach women in the gym. Most of the time they're recording for content, and honestly, it's just not worth the risk. There have already been cases where women twisted up their own videos to make it look like a guy was harassing them, when really, he just glanced over or was trying to be helpful. The thing is, women don't understand the risk a man takes when he approaches a woman, especially in a place like the gym. It's not just rejection anymore. It's the possibility of being filmed, shamed online, and labeled something he's not. This woman said, "Put your big boy pants on and approach me." But let's be honest, men have done that. They did put on their big boy pants. And what did they get? Falsely accused, turned into a TikTok villain, dragged on social media for likes and views. It's not about lacking confidence, it's about protecting themselves.
It's very common for men to be terrified of approaching women. But do you know what you should be more afraid of? Not approaching. Every time you become too scared to act, I want you to think of what you'll miss out on if you don't approach. What if you miss out on the girl of your dreams? What if you miss out on the best sex of your life? What if she was actually looking forward to meeting a guy like you? Look, fear can be a great tool if you use it as a proper tool, if you channel it in the right direction. And that's what this technique is all about. Instead of fearing what she might think of you, fear what you might miss out on, putting it back on you. Fear the regret that you'll have walking away having said nothing. Remember incidents where you walked away from a pretty girl and instantly regretted it. Relive that regret. Use it to your advantage, for your power, for your go-go juice. If you do this right, something will snap inside of you, and that is going to push you to do the approach.
If I was a guy, I'd be so scared to be in a relationship in America because they are willing to be traditional, but the women are not, and they get nothing in return for their money, their time, or their resources. And the girl ends up cheating or not willing to cook or make a sandwich, and it's just...
She gets everything.
I'm so happy I'm not a man because, you know, like, what the hell?
Stop on there, bro. Wow.
I agree. A man being traditional in today's world comes with absolutely zero benefits. A lot of modern women scream that they want a traditional man, a man who provides, protects, leads, and carries the full weight of responsibility. But here's the contradiction. While they demand traditional effort from men, they themselves hold on to modern attributes, modern attitudes, and a complete lack of femininity. It's a one-sided deal. Back then, being a traditional man meant something. There was appreciation, reciprocity, and genuine partnership. If a man worked hard, provided, and led the household, his woman supported him, nurtured the home, and valued his effort. That dynamic worked because it was balanced. Today, that balance is gone. Now, being traditional as a man often means you're expected to do everything while getting almost nothing in return.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone.
So, no now means yes. I wonder if there are exceptions to that.
Unless it's said multiple times.
So if no is said often enough, then they're serious.
Most of the time, girls just like, we want the attention.
That last part, it really hit home, didn't it? Because they certainly hit the nail on the head. Because they are absolutely correct that a lot of women out there really just want attention. They would rather get that validation from a guy by getting that positive attention than actually being upfront and honest about what they actually want. Because heaven forbid it would clear up any miscommunications or misunderstandings, because it's just much more fun for some just to play these little mind games. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of grown women that still play these games. Hopefully some of them will learn the value of honesty.
You show a man a photograph of a woman who's dressed like a CEO and she's gorgeous, and you show a man a picture of a woman who's dressed like a Burger King service, person, and she's drop dead gorgeous. Men are going to find her similarly attractive in both conditions. It doesn't matter. The woman could be doing, it doesn't matter what the woman is doing. And there's been research that shows this. They'll show men and women photographs of people in different types of outfits, and the men's ratings of how attractive the women are has just everything to do with how attractive the women are. For women rating men, it all depends on what they're wearing, right? Do they show cues to resource access? Do they not show cues to resource access? And women tend to modulate how physically attractive they find men based on whether or not they have these cues related to provisioning ability.
That's because men don't really care about a woman's career. They're not checking for her degrees, her job title, or how much money she makes. What they do care about is how attractive, feminine, and peaceful she is to be around. That's why a man, even one who's successful, driven, and has options, can still date a woman working at a fast food restaurant, as long as she's attractive, respectful, and brings good energy. He's not judging her based on her income, because deep down, he knows he can change her life. But flip the roles. A woman wouldn't even glance at a man flipping burgers. She'll laugh, roll her eyes and say, "He's not on my level." Women are hypergamous by nature. They look for men who earn more, who can provide a certain lifestyle, who already have it together. If a man doesn't meet her financial standards, she'll write him off before even learning his character.
I feel like I'm at the point of my life right now where rejection doesn't scare me anymore. Honestly, if you know you're picky and you're a girl, might as well just shoot your shot at these guys that you like, because I feel like that just saves more time. And honestly, what's the worst that could happen? They'll just be like, "Sorry, I have a girlfriend," or they'll leave you on red if you DM them, right? I get that cold approach can be very intimidating, but at this point, what is there to lose? Life is too short. And if you don't like the guys that approach you, which is something that I often see on TikTok of girls complaining, saying like, "Oh, this guy approached me, I'm not into him," or "It's always the weirdos that approach me, blah, 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 blah," then you should just do the approach at this point, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do and you got to swallow that pill. So I'm working on it. I also feel like I'm the type to be a little bit more intimidating to approach, so I'm just going to start doing it. And if they say, "No, you're not my type," move on with your day. It was not that deep. Y'all don't know each other.
We have now taken over the masculine traits of men, which doesn't allow them to be men. I'm coming to a place where I'm going to stand up for the things that keep me out of survival, for the things that keep me out of this masculine of just like feeling the need to do and do and do so it can keep me safe, but it doesn't benefit me in allowing me to be soft. I have these guards up so freaking high that it just defeats the purpose. Being defensive and stuff, it keeps us alone, keeps us exhausted, it keeps us disconnected, it just keeps all of us out of touch. And we have now taken over the masculine traits of men, which doesn't allow them to be men. It only allows them to be weaker. Now they feel somewhat intimidated. And I get it. Like, we should take a lot of pride, and like, now we have rights, and now we can do the thing that they've once told us that we couldn't do. But there's a very thin line. You gotta also allow men to be men. We're gonna continue to be complaining about these men not being men, but we're not allowing them to be men because we're so in our masculine, and then we make fun of them for being soft sometimes, like, and now like the roles have reversed, and it just defeats the entire purpose. We should have both yin and yang to like balance each other out.
If women feel like women are the new men, they really need to stop and look at themselves. Because if you're acting like the man, thinking like the man, moving like the man, then don't be surprised when the actual men around you start pulling back. There's no room for two men in a relationship. One of you has to be feminine, and too often modern women are so deep in their masculine energy that there's no space left for a man to be a man. Women are not the new men, but they're definitely trying to be. And it's creating a serious imbalance in today's society. More women are carrying masculine energy today than ever before. They're louder, harder, more confrontational. They move like they have something to prove, not just to men, but to themselves. And because of that, a lot of men have simply backed off. Why? Because they're not attracted to that energy. It turns them off. Men don't want to compete with their woman. They want to lead, provide, and feel needed. But now women say, "I don't need a man. I can do this on my own. I can do that by myself."